So I have this 4-sentence thing that I got from an excellent book on how we take meaning from reading. And John was on his way to school last Friday. He was really worried about the math lesson. Okay, who is John, guys?
John would be the student in my head as you're saying that.
Yeah,
yes.
That's right. Yeah. Sure. He's a student, schoolboy. So how is he going to school?
He's walking.
Or?
Riding the bus.
That's right. Exactly. Walking or riding the bus. So we've communicated so far. But have we? Is he on the bus or is he walking? Is he skydiving? Doesn't say he isn't skydiving. Is he 2 feet tall? Is he 8 feet tall? What color is his hair? How big is this bus? And we just communicated, God help us, okay? John was on his way to school last Friday. He was really worried about the math lesson. Last week, he had been unable to control the class. Now what is he?
He's the teacher.
Okay. How's he going to school?
In the car.
Right. So I'm doing a training for Danish police. I ask this question. I say, now how's he going to school? And every single person in the audience says the exact same thing. What? On his bicycle. So this also teaches us something, that what is obvious default to one group of people is going to be different. So when I said that, I communicated that he was on his bike to those guys and in a car to you and me. Okay. And there's a million other things that it could be too. It had been unfair of the teacher to leave him in charge. Now what is he? Substitute teacher.
Student teacher. Yeah.
Assistant teacher. So I used to do research with these 4 sentences, and I'd have people explain what they thought was going on. And this one person said to me, I've never had an assistant teacher or a substitute teacher who couldn't control the class, but I know it's a thing. So I'm assuming that the person who wrote those sentences wanted me to understand that it was a substitute or a assistant teacher. Okay. So this is also of great interest to us because it means that people negotiate what set of assumptions, what schemas we say in linguistics and in other sciences, what narratives are, pre-recorded in our heads. It's theory of mind.
That's exactly where I was going. It's theory of mind. I have to understand what you're thinking in order to interpret the words that I'm reading in a way. That's what she was doing. She's like, this substitute teacher for me that's control. So that wouldn't fit. That wouldn't fit with what you just told me. But I know that's the kind of norm, the social agreed upon, element that's out there in our society. So therefore I will make that assumption.
Exactly. And as theory of mind goes, you can start multiplying it. So what do you think that I think that you think that I think, right? And I've seen very, very interesting theories that it is because of theory of mind that language was so adaptive.
Yeah.
That when, groups got big enough so that we had to know theory of mind with 15 different ways from Sunday, we could only do that through audible language. But that's not my area of expertise. Okay, so John was on his way to school last Friday. He was really worried about the math lesson. Last week, he'd been unable to control the class. It had been unfair of the math teacher to have left him in charge. After all, it's not a normal part of a janitor's duties.
Just blew me out of the water on that one.
See, that's which is every good story, because you're giving a twist and you're setting people up and then switching that to them. But again, you're studying how the language actually does that.
Yeah. And I didn't make up that story. These guys, I can't remember the names of the authors. I wish I could, but it's on how we take meaning from reading. See, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I use this on the stand in evidentiary hearings and, okay, well, maybe there's a lot more to language than meets the eye. Maybe it isn't a wheelbarrow.